channel Classfly Community. So today is the part 2 of our measurement of power by 2 wattmeter method in delta connection. So we have already done with the star connection for the 2 wattmeter. So today we will be going to do the delta connection. Can anyone remember that how we denote the delta connection? Yes, delta connection is denoted by a triangle, whereas the star connection is represented by a, yes, you are correct, it is represented by the inverse of the y. Okay, so let's, without wasting more time, let's begin. So we know that in 3-phase supply there are 3 colors which we needed. One is the red color, another is the yellow color, and the last one is your blue color. So we will do the coloring of this delta connection first of all. So this one is denoting the color red. So we will color this portion like this, and the blue will be colored by this color, and your yellow will be colored by this color. So we are left over with 2 parts. So this will be colored with yellow and the upper one will be colored with the red. So here the first color is denoting the red, 3 color is denoting the blue, and the second is denoting your yellow. Okay, so let's begin. So it says that the instantaneous current through the coil of the wattmeter P1. So see, we have already done the terms defining the star connection. So let's revise here. This P1 is a wattmeter 1, this P2 is a wattmeter 2. V1, V2, V3 are the 3 loads, I1, I2, R3 are the 3 currents of these supplies. Okay, and this is your C dot C and this is your P dot C. Similarly, this is your C dot C and this is your P dot C. P dot C is your potential coil, isn't it? And your C is your current coil. Yes, you are correct. So the red current is denoted as I1, the blue one is denoted with I3, and the yellow color is denoted with I2. These are all the currents, and this V1, V2, V3 are the loads. So see what it says. The instantaneous current through the coil 1 of the wattmeter P1 is given by the equation. So we have to find the instantaneous current for this wattmeter P1. Okay, so you can see that this point here the I1 is outgoing, whereas your I3 is incoming. So here we have taken that for incoming we will be taking as negative, whereas outgoing we are taking as positive. So it will be surely that I1 is the outgoing, so it will be positive. So it will be I1 minus why? Because I3 is incoming and we are taking incoming as negative, so I1 minus I3. So your P1 for the instantaneous current will be P1 equal to I1 minus I3. I hope you understood till this. Let's move on to the next. It says that the instantaneous potential difference across the potential coil. So this is your potential coil. So if I represent this portion as positive and this is negative, so if it is moving like that, that means the potential difference of V1 and V3 will be. So we will be applying here and see what we will get. We will get that V13, as we know that from positive to negative it will be negative for KVL, right? For KVL, if we take from positive to negative, it will be negative, whereas from negative to positive, it is positive. So from positive to negative, that means V13 will be minus V13, and as it is moving like this, so we will go this side, that is a V3 is from positive to negative. So similarly, it will be minus V3. So we get that V13 is minus of V3. It will be equated with 0. So we get P1 is equal to V13. That means this potential difference across the potential coil. So and V13 is equal to minus V3. So I hope you understood till this. Next it says that therefore the instantaneous power measured by the wattmeter P1 will be. So here you can see that the first equation, or you can say the first representation, is I1 minus I3. So I1 minus I3 into your voltage. So you will get your equation 1 for the wattmeter P1. Now we will see the instantaneous current through the current coil of the wattmeter P2. So this is your P2, right? So here we will see that this point what will be C? I3 is outgoing, whereas the I2 is incoming. So outgoing will be positive. So I3 minus, because incoming is I2, so minus I2. So you got your instantaneous current for the wattmeter P2, that is P2 equal to I2 minus I1, right? So you find this one. Now we will find the instantaneous potential difference. So the instantaneous potential difference across the potential coil of wattmeter P2. So this is P2, and the potential coil, if we represent this as plus and this is minus, we know that from positive to negative it will be minus, whereas from negative to positive it will be positive. So it will be V23, right? So if I take V23 will be negative because it is from positive to negative, and positive to negative, and it is this side, that is our V2. So it is negative to positive, that means that will be positive V2. Okay, so we got our answer that V23 is V2. Similarly, we can say wattmeter 2 is equal to V23 and minus V23. When we equate and solve this to 0, we get V23 equal to plus V2. So therefore the instantaneous power measured will be our first representation, that is I2 minus I1, and this into of the V2. Now we will obtain the total power measured by the 2 wattmeter. The 2 equation, that is, you remember equation 1 is what? This I1 minus I3 into the potential difference, that is V13, and your equation 2 is what? I2 minus I1 into V23, right? So it will, this is your P1 and this is your P2. So P1 plus P2 you get, you will put all this equation and you will do the multiplication. So you will get I1 V13 plus minus I3 V13 plus I2 V23 minus I1 V23, right? You will take all the positive one side and all the negative the other side. So I1 V13 plus I2 V23 minus I3 V13 minus I1 V23. Now you will put the value of the V13 and V23. So V13 was minus of V3. So we got minus I1 V3 plus I2 V2 because V23 was only V2. Plus why it will be plus? Because V13 is minus V3, so plus minus plus. So you will get I3 V3 minus I1 V2. So the last part what we got as I3 V3 plus I2 V2, and we take all the negatives together and we get minus I1 V3 minus I1 V2. Now if we take the I1 common, then we get V3 plus V2. When we apply KVL at this place, that means we know that from positive to negative will be negative. So our V3 will be negative. Our V3 will be negative, whereas our V1 will be also negative, and our V2 will be positive to negative, so it will also be negative V2. So you got it that if I take minus as the common here, and if I do the equation or I equate to the V3 plus V2 will be what then? So if I take V3 and V2 that side, V3 plus V2 equal to what I got? Minus V1 I will get. Minus V1 I will get then. So I will put this minus V1, then it become minus minus plus, and we can see that the total power is equal to I1 V1 plus I2 V2 plus I3 V3. That means this P is the total power absorbed by the three loads, that is V1, V2, V3, right? So same for the star connection we got the same equation, and for the delta connection also we got the same equation. So we can do and we can measure the power with the help of the 2 wattmeters also, and we will get the same result. So I hope you understood the lecture of today. Till then, be happy and have a great day. Now is the quote time. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. I hope all of you understood the lecture of today, and thank you for watching.
Wow, that's impressive! You have completed a magic today. For more videos, subscribe. Join our Facebook group and Instagram page for group discussion and live magazine videos for exam preparation in an hour. We start at Classfly community for students to learn from a friend in a simple way and support them in their own languages. If you are willing to be that one friend who saves us at the exam night preparation, then please join us by visiting classfly.in.